Hi everyone, my name is Memo. This is my channel Houseplanty Goodness, where I take an opportunity to sit down for a bit and geek out about my big passion, which is houseplants. And as a new content creator on YouTube, it does really help if you guys kind of give me an indication if you like the content that I'm providing. So if you like this video, do drop a like down below. It helps other people find videos like this on my channel and hopefully get a bit more of a community growing here as well of kind of like-minded planty geeks. And if you like seeing these types of content, generally I do try to upload every week, maybe 2 or 3 times. So do consider subscribing down below. And yeah, let's dive into it, shall we? So in front of me, you might be able to see the plant that I'm going to be talking about today. This is my absolutely stunning Philodendron Florida Ghost. So one of my all-time favorite plants on here, and I know another very big planty YouTuber, Kaylee Ellen. If you haven't checked her out, please do. She's got a great channel. She's been going for a very long period of time. She's also got a rare plant shop, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, is where I purchased this plant from. But yes, the Philodendron Florida Ghost, and you might be able to see why it's called a Florida Ghost. If I turn this around without snapping the leaf, hopefully you can see it's like a head, the 2 arms and the 2 legs. So it looks a bit like a little person, and it's obviously white. So let's talk about morphology about this plant. So generally speaking, what you will get with this plant, and I'll see if I find a picture, I might insert it somewhere up here, of what it was like in the summer, and that's the point that I wanted to come on to at the moment, is when the leaves come in. You can see this is probably the best example out of all the leaves. They come in a really, really bright white color. But I know some people struggle with this. And the reason why people struggle with this is because with most philodendrons, you want to give it bright and direct light, but probably not too much light because you don't want to burn the leaves. The Florida Ghost does require a bit more light to get the white leaves that you get, the creamy whitey leaves. So if you give it the ultimate amount of light that it needs, it will probably be as close to white as you can think. Then it will, if you give it a bit less light, it'll probably be a more creamy color, and then you'll start getting the mint color come through. And that's the point I really wanted to talk about today. There's a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of people getting into houseplants at the moment and paying a bit more for plants, and they're selling mint versions of this. And I will fully agree with Kaylee Ellen. Kaylee Ellen did a couple of videos about this as well, and she talked about the fact that there really isn't a mint version of the Florida Ghost as far as she can see, as far as I can see from my research as well. It is all just the standard Florida Ghost, but it's essentially what happens to some of the older leaves. They will start turning green. I don't know whether or not you might be able to see this leaf down below here, one of the original leaves which were green down below, and they can photosynthesize for the plant. And eventually you can start seeing that it will start going a greener color. Now, this is one of the newer leaves which is a bit more minty and a bit more green. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because you can see, and all of these leaves were white, and as I said, I'll hopefully be able to put a picture of what it looked like in the summer months where it was in a much brighter location. I also had this originally in my plant room, which was about 60, 70, 80% humidity in the summer, right next to the south-facing window, which is why it got the whitish leaves. Just be very careful when you put it in a south-facing window because it might also burn it, but just bear that in mind. Start it off there and see how you go, and then if you need to pull it back a bit, do pull it back a bit, but that's how you will get the white leaves. Or if you're using grow lights, get it close to a grow light, and you should start seeing some of those whiter leaves rather than those mintier leaves. But since then it has moved to a west. I'm looking to the side because it's kind of usually sitting over there, to a west-facing window. It's winter months now, so it's less light, and you can start seeing all of these leaves that were white for months and months and months on end, and even some of the newer leaves that are coming in now are getting that greeny, mintier color, and they're probably going to go fully green at some point soon. I don't mind that, because the reality is the moment that these start getting a bit more green down the bottom, it means that there's more green for the plant to be able to photosynthesize, because I would assume, as with variegated plants, I'm not entirely sure with the Florida Ghost, to be honest, but when it's large white sections, it does hinder the growth of the plant. Now, I say I'm not 100% sure about this because it only had 3 very small green leaves, and in the summer, pretty much all of this was entirely white, and it just kept pushing white leaf after white leaf after white leaf, and none of them were turning green in any way or form. But it was still growing quite happily, so I'm assuming it must be able to photosynthesize in a different manner as well. But I'm not entirely sure, as I mentioned, about that. But don't get fooled by a mint Florida Ghost, especially if you're paying more to get a mint version. It's just a Florida Ghost that probably hasn't had enough light. And as soon as you give it enough light, it will start going towards the white colours, the new growth that comes in. Obviously, they will start going minty and then green eventually as the plant leaves mature. But a very, very cool plant. I just wanted to take a moment to kind of show some appreciation to it and maybe discuss a bit more about the coloration of the leaves, because I know it's a bit of a hot topic at the moment. But yeah, if you've got any questions, comments, if you've got this plant, how are you finding it in your care? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's have that conversation. And yeah, hopefully I shall see you here soon. I hope you've enjoyed and speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye.